Hello there and welcome back to the Agostino Zinga show with your host Agostino Zinga, and this is episode number 836. That is ocho tres seis of the Agostino Zinga show, coming at you live and direct from an undisclosed location somewhere within the depths of London. I hope you are good wherever this podcast may find you. I hope you are good. How am I? You know how it is. All good, all things considered, all good. All things considered, we are out here, we are pushing, we are doing what needs to be done, because you know what? That's the only thing we can do. That is the only thing we can do, innit? You get me? Big up everybody tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Appreciate every single one of you every single time. You feel me? Never take this shit for granted. How have I been? I've been pretty well. Can't lie. Cannot lie. Cannot flipping lie. Had a good week so far. Loving every single moment of it, especially the commute to work now has been a little bit mad, not gonna lie, but I have been enjoying it. And yeah, man, things are looking bright. As I said previously, it's a good end to a pretty terrible year. I'm not gonna lie, a good end to a pretty terrible year. One thing that I have noticed actually that's been quite interesting on the commute now, because I'm going into the office 5 times a week, which is annoying for the streams and stuff, but hey, it is what it is. I've noticed a lot more people running home. In the past, I used to love doing it. I'm gonna start doing it definitely on my second week, just to get my miles up, especially for this locked in November thing I'm doing at the moment. But I've noticed a lot more people running home. Yes, people are running in general, it's way more popular, but running home is a real test of mettle. It's the real test of like endurance, it's the real test of cardio, it's a real test of determination. I've seen a lot more people running outside on the way home to work, sometimes even on the way to work, than ever before. Now this is obviously cool because it means a lot more people are working in places where they have showers. You'd hope so. The place I'm in at the moment, it's like a co-working space sort of thing, and it has a pretty decent shower room. It even has a gym. Madly enough, it even has a gym. It has like a little downstairs gym. Nothing crazy. 1 treadmill, 1 rowing machine, a set of dumbbells and a set of kettlebells and a mirror. But that's all you really need, really, and the sound system, I guess, to kind of play your music on. But there's a really good shower room in there, and they give you towels too, fresh towels. So I'm definitely going to be using it at some point, especially even to go out one night. You know what I mean, bring a change of clothes and just get changed in there, bro. But I noticed a lot more people running home. And it's really made me happy, I'm not gonna lie, because I remember when I used to run home, I used to love doing it in the baitest places. And you know, I'm gonna confess now to like being, you know, very vain and very shallow and very kind of, you know, image based, but I used to run home sometimes and I'd purposely take the bait way. Well, what's the bait way? The bait way, I'd run through Shoreditch High Street, I'd run past Brick Lane, or I'd run on Brick Lane, I would run in Dawston. And I don't live, you know, if you know where I live, you'd know that I don't live anywhere near those places. I'll be running through flipping Hackney, Stoke Newington, just to get some looks. You know what I mean, just to run on because, you know, back then I would be out anyway. So man, them would know about me and that strip. They would know about me and those Dr. Martens and those skinny jeans, right? Walking up and down the road and stuff with a Kronenberg in the hand, maybe a little cheeky multi-vitamin baggie in one pocket, especially the little coin pocket. I used to love putting some, you know, I don't know why, because that's usually the first place people look when they're searching, like bouncers and stuff. But I usually love to put a little, you know, a little vitamin D, a little fish oil tablet, you know, in my little coin pocket thing on my jeans, walking up and down the street with a Kronenberg in one hand, maybe have a Lamborghini in the other hand. Maybe I'll just finish the Lamborghini, you know, listen to some tunes on my headphones, singing along like a weirdo, thinking I look super cool. But then next time you might see me running down the street in some Nike Gaokusu, right? That old, you remember that John Takahashi running subdivision thing he had? Which should really come back. I think I feel like that brand should come back. They should do something and bring that fucking brand back, because that brand was fucking fire. That brand was fire, man. Like, obviously there's a lot of now specific clothing brands that do that sort of thing, but that brand was absolute fire. So I really do wish they would bring that back, but hey, it kind of is what it kind of is. But yeah, it's good to see a lot of people running back home. It's good to see that I'm not the only person that was vain and, you know, into that sort of stuff, because it does make you feel like an absolute freak. It does make you feel like a god amongst men when you've just completed a 7-hour, 8-hour plus work day, and then you purposely put on your running gear to run home. You feel like you feel just unbelievable. no one can touch you. You know what I mean? No one can flip and touch you. So I can't wait to start doing that very, very soon. I'm going to start with cycling first, just to kind of get myself back in the swing of things. I think door to door, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually see how long this is, door to door. I've not actually checked how long it is, but it's probably going to be about a 40-minute run. Is it a 40-minute run or 50-minute run? Maybe about that, 50 or 40 minutes. Let me see how long it is. Let me see what Google Map tells me. Google Map tells me walking wise it's an hour 40 minutes. So I'm going to say running, it should probably be an hour. I can take a 40 minutes run, running. It'll probably be an hour, and it's about 4.6 miles. Which isn't even a 5K, isn't it? No, that's not even a 10K. A 10K is what? A 10K is 6 miles, no? If I'm not mistaken. So I should be able to do it. I might be able to do it quicker. I'm not going to lie. I might be able to do it quicker. How many miles is a 10K? 6.2. Yeah, so I usually do a 10K in about an hour. I can probably do it in less than an hour. Maybe 40 minutes. Maybe 40 minutes is the one. No, actually, no. Yeah, maybe because my slowest 5K time, especially at my fattest during COVID, was like 32 minutes, 35 minutes. My quickest was like 26, 25. So I could definitely do, now I'm in the middle, I could definitely do about a 4.6 mile run in about, what'd I say? In about 40 minutes for sure. And the cycle, what's the cycle route? The cycle route is 25, yeah. So I could probably do it in 45 minutes, I think. 40 minutes, 50 minutes, I could probably do it. So I can't wait to go do that very, very soon. So that's been one of the good things about being out. And also, the regimented eating. I'm not waking up at crazy times and eating madness because I'm working up at a certain time to go to work every day. The eating is been a lot more easy to handle, and the fasting too. So that's been a little bit of a blessing on that regard. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's jump into the topics quickly. The topics I want to talk about here, covering obviously a little bit of an update on the Equatorial Guinea situation. I'm sure some of you guys have seen or heard the previous podcast where I mentioned it. Absolutely crazy situation where this guy from Equatorial Guinea was unfortunately, it was unfortunately revealed that he had been smashing every single one of his employees that happened to be female. And unfortunately for the females, they were also in relationships, and obviously unfortunately for him because he's got a wife and like 6 kids. But he literally smashed everybody. And the wild thing is about watching the video, because I watched a lot of the video for research purposes because of this particular podcast, so don't judge me. That guy can fuck, man. No word of a lie, that guy can fuck. That guy is a real fucker. Like for real. Like he was going for days on some of these videos. Every single woman, from what I could tell, from the sounds of it, they looked like they were, happy with what was happening. They looked like they were enjoying it. He was giving them the business. And it's nice to see, because that's like the stereotype of like an African uncle, right? Or an African guy in general, similar to like, Latinos, Hispanics and shit. And even sometimes my Filipino niggas out there, we have appetites, we have desires, we have energy, we have that sort of joie de vivre. And I think you saw a lot of that in that guy's performances, because these women were all shapes and sizes, all, what's it, colors and creed, because they're all black, but in general, all shapes and sizes, all different age ranges, and he was giving them the business, bro. He was laying it down. Like, I was watching it thinking, rotted, man, this is making me exhausted. And the funny thing is, as I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm still not sure because they keep saying 400, right, sex tapes. I'm still not sure if people are not giving the credit he deserves. I think people need to put some respect on this guy's name. I think it's 400 different women. Honestly, that's what I think it is. Obviously, the respect thing, people are going to be like, oh my God, he's cheating. Shut up. He's an African uncle. Do you know what I mean? He was going to do this regardless anyway. So now he's been caught, as if him being caught is going to stop it. He's probably doing it more now because other women have seen his, performance, seen what he's, working with, and they're like, you know what, I want some of that too. Don't be surprised. I always say in this particular pod, and just in life in general, I personally think the greatest enemy of all women isn't men. And, even though men have, done a lot of inexcusable damage and pain and torment to women over the years, historically, I think the greatest enemy of all women is other women, mate. Because they will know most likely that he had a wife. They will know most likely, he was in a relationship. He was the father of 6 children. And they all knew that they were in a relationship also. And they are the ones who engage in this deplorable actions. But to be fair to Africa, and considering how toxic it is and the need to victim blame, I haven't really seen a lot of people pointing the finger at the guy. I've seen a lot of people, if anything, pointing the finger more at the women, which is really sad in that regard. I've seen a lot of like what do they call it on the internet? Mission. It's like a flip of misogyny, but I guess it's meant to mean black misogyny, which maybe is probably worse. Maybe black misogyny is just as bad as like Latino Hispanic misogyny, right? Those type of societies where the patriarchy, runs rampant, and toxic masculinity is like, modus operandi. I think a lot of women in general will say that, in it probably I don't know what you call the Hispanic one. Is it mission Hispanico, mission Latinx? I don't know, whatever it would be called. But regardless, I see a lot more people blaming the women as opposed to attributing blame across everybody. Everyone deserves the blame. The woman deserves the blame. The guy deserves the blame for filming it. Because if he didn't film it, none of them would have probably known. And they all look like they, because I don't know about you guys, but in the past when I was really out here in the streets, like, it was difficult, if damn near impossible, to get anybody to agree to filming. It's not really a thing. I don't know, maybe I'm just unlucky, but I've never been in a situation where I've invited or I've floated that idea and it's been received warmly. At some points it's been received very negatively, to a point where I never spoke to that person again. Or no, sorry, they never spoke to me again. So guys who are able to do that, like, I respect that game. I respect that hustle. I respect that kind of, that level of risk, because I never had it. I never flipping had it. Like, even even when guys are like, oh, they can float the idea of like threesomes and stuff, or float the idea of like a polyamorous open relationship, whatever. That's never worked for me, ever. It's never flipping worked. So guys who can float the idea and execute, the filming thing, and have the person look into the camera and really enjoy it, you guys are good. You guys are flipping good. I'm not gonna lie, you guys are flipping good. So yeah, mad situation. But the update on this is disregarding here an article actually from the BBC. The BBC's covering this. This is how big this story has become. It's currently on the BBC website. It's actually on the BBC Pigeon website too, but this is just BBC News Regular. It says Equatorial Guinea VP warns against office sex after viral video. Warns against it, fucking crazy situation. Civil servants caught having sex in their offices will face severe measures, the Vice President of Equatorial Guinea has warned, after hundreds of allegedly pornographic videos were leaked to the public. Also, they were filming it in the office then, because I was wondering, because there's a few of these videos of this Equatorial Guinea dude, and they're in the office doing a deed with the lady, and there's a screen that's got obviously different CCTV cameras on it, and they keep looking up at it. Like midway through, they're looking up at it, even as because he's got his famous stance that he does when he grabs his nipples. Like, it's almost like a Wakanda Forever thing, but instead of doing a Wakanda Forever thing, he just grabs his nipples like that, and they keep looking up at the screen. So I guess they were doing it in the offices, and some of the clips, mate, they were maybe better than some of the stuff you might see on corn websites. I swear to God, like, the women will just walk in and they get straight to action. No flipping crazy plot. No, oh my God, the printer's broken, sir. Sorry, sir, the printer is broken. No, none of that shit, just straight to the business. Absolutely mad. But they were doing all that work. I don't know about you, but sometimes at work, if you got too drunk or you got high or something, that could be grounds for gross misconduct. You could get fired on the spot. These motherfuckers are smashing in the flipping office and they're not getting fired. Actually, you know what it reminds me of? There was a clip that went viral. I don't know, maybe I'm just starving and my algorithm is like this, but there's a clip that went viral recently on social media, or my side of social media at least, right? Where where somebody filmed a couple, somebody filmed somebody having sex from the office window. Do you see that one? So it was an office window somewhere, and they filmed them smashing. And then somehow they were able to find, I don't know how they found it, don't ask me how, but somehow they found who the people were, and it was leaked that they worked in the same office. No, they didn't work in the same office, but they worked in the same area. And then the video got leaked, and then we saw another clip later on down the week of this guy's colleagues like celebrating and buying him a cake or something that had something about Top Shag, or had like a picture of the thing on the cake, and it was like a celebration sort of thing. I was like, wow, this guy didn't get fired. Obviously, it was beneficial that he probably wasn't in a relationship and they were all single. That's a good thing. No one's heart got broken. But I remember seeing that video thinking, Jesus, man, people like nowadays are getting away with something, that I probably wouldn't have got away with back in my day. Like, back in my day in the office, like, obviously, if you got too smashed at a staff party, or, or you may have exchanged some fluids with, I don't know, let's say like the co-founder of the company that you worked at, like you'd be in trouble, bro. You'd be in real trouble. So big up the people who are able to get away with it. Anyway, continuing. The videos reportedly involve high-ranking civil servant Baltasar Ebang Engonga having sex with various women, including the wives of prominent officials. By the way, his name being Baltasar Ebang Engonga is incredible. Baltasar Ebang Engonga. Ebang, you know? Yeah, he definitely bangs, bro. He definitely bangs. If you've seen the videos, you know this guy bangs for real. No cap. Mr. Engonga is head of the country's National Financial Investigation Agency and also a relative to the country's president. Oh, so he's actually okay. So this also explains why he was able to smash so many. Because I'd imagine, you know, similar to most women in most societies, you know, power, money, all that sort of stuff is important. So, because not to be offensive to the dude, he's not a looker or anything. I don't think, you know, it's not like he's like, you know. It's not like he's like the Chris Brown of Equatorial Guinea, and Equatorial Guinea people are very good looking because you know, they're former, I think, Portuguese colony as well. I think they speak Portuguese, French and shit there, so you'd imagine a lot of the guys there have an interesting, you know, mix. But this guy looks the way he does, you know, he's bald and shit, you know, doesn't look too much like a winner. Maybe in real life he's a bit different, but if he's related to the president, you know, he's probably wealthy. He's probably stupid rich, so you could imagine, you know, or maybe as well, he just has crazy riz. That's also a thing, because you could imagine, like, in a society or in a country like Africa where some women are sometimes can be seen to be conservative. If you spit a bit of game, right? If you spit a bit of game, you could go a long way. So maybe that's a part of it. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what women see in whatever they do here. Let's continue. He has not yet commented. Vice President Theodore Obiang Mangue said that officials found engaging in sex acts at work would be suspended, that it's a flagrant violation of the code of conduct. Of course. He also ordered the installation of surveillance cameras in courts and ministries to combat indecent and illicit acts. To be fair though, I'd imagine in most government buildings, right, in most all this, I'd imagine that's where a lot of fucking goes on. I'd imagine a lot of illicit drug use and a lot of adult activities happen in government buildings, because those people, you know, they're working on top of each other 8 hours a day, sometimes more, for many years, because those jobs are really, you know, I've always wanted, like when I was younger, I always wanted a government job, but I could never get one, or like a local council job, because those jobs pay really well. They're really easy, because a lot of the people that work there, especially the older folks, you know, they just take their, you know, sweet house time and everything, and you could also have a job for life, essentially. But I never was lucky enough to get those type of roles. So you can only imagine the amount of thugging and sugging that must go on between those adults in those type of situations, working with each other every single day, on top of each other every single day for a very long period of time. Soon, you know, the receptionist starts to turn into fucking Megan Fox, you know what I mean? He spent enough time with certain people, so I completely understand how that happens, and I don't think installing cameras is going to work. People are just going to find blind spots and start doing it there. A statement, because I remember even there was a time, some co-working spaces I worked in, I'm not going to lie, I swear on my life I've heard this. I've heard people smashing. I've heard on certain workplaces I've been in, especially co-working spaces, you walk past the toilets at a certain time in the week, especially during pay week, and you hear people sniffing and shit. You hear like audible sniffs, like people legitimately racking up lines and whatnot. Like, wow, okay. Anyway, it continues. A statement from the Vice President's office said that the decision had been taken in the wake of the wildly circulated videos in which he denigrated the image of the country. Also, that person has been suspended. They added that he had recommended opening an investigation. Videos in questions were leaked after Mr. Engonga was arrested on corruption charges, state television said. Last week, Vice President Obiang said pornographic videos had been flooding the social media. Since then, the flow of internet traffic, particularly downloading of images, has been severely disrupted in the country. What? Since then, the flow of internet traffic, particularly downloading of images, has been severely disrupted in the country. So those videos went so viral, it disrupted internet usage in the country, because people were downloading so much of that data. Oh my god. that leak fucking woke up the entire country, innit? The videos in questions were leaked. As head of the National Finance Investigation Agency, Mr. Engonga works on the tackling financial crimes such as money laundering. Following the furor over the videos, Equatorial Guinea's chief prosecutor, Antonio Nzanguima, told the state TV that if Engonga was found to have infected with sexually transmitted diseases, he would be prosecuted for offences against public health. Lols. He's reportedly nicknamed Bello, Spanish for beautiful, on account of his good looks. Really? Okay, maybe I'm not the one to judge as a fellow man, but I wouldn't look at him and think good looks. He's not exactly ASAP Rocky, is he? But fair play, man. Fair play. Yeah, I mean, you play the game as it's meant to be played. That's the field that you're at. You're the hot boy over there. People think you look like a stud, and you also can fuck. You know, you can go for hours and days with no help, no honey packs, no nothing. Just pure African fucking temper, pure African fire. You gotta love it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure if I as a man was impressed with his performance, I'm sure other women were too. So this is only going to increase his fucking legend. He's gonna be fucking nowadays. You know what I mean? Women are gonna be all over it, thinking, you know what, I want to be next. But yeah, big up Mr. Ebang. He definitely bangs. He definitely bangs. That's one thing we can say for certain. Moving on. I'm sure most of you guys already know this. Donald Trump won the election, 2024 US election. I'm sure some of you guys knew this already. Not really in question, really. I'm surprised most people are surprised on the internet. I think not because he won, more so because Kamala didn't win, if that makes any sense. She was a pretty terrible candidate. Maybe as soon as that shooting happened, or the attempted assassination of Trump, maybe that was the point where it swung in his favor. But I just think in general, Biden wasn't going to win against Trump, especially in the current state that he's in. And also Kamala wasn't. And I think the gaslighting, I'm not going to lie, I think the gaslighting from early doors of the people on the Democrat side of things, from what I could observe, trying to tell people that there was nothing wrong with Biden, trying to tell people that Kamala Harris was a more than adequate, if not better replacement, the ousting of Biden the way they did, because they did Biden kind of dirty. I'm not going to lie. I wonder if he feels really annoyed and pissed off at the Democratic Party, because they knew he was, you know, going through what he's going through, old age, dementia, whatever is happening. They were happy to have him on a ticket. Then when it got too bad, or when it got really obvious, that's when they took him off. I would have been pissed. Like, I'm already here. You might as well just let me get over the finishing line. What's the point of replacing me with this woman who's never going to win, right? She couldn't even win her own. I think she ran for president one time, and she couldn't even get past maybe, I think, the first phase or first round or something. I forgot what it was, but she was never really that popular herself. So it was always going to be an uphill struggle. I think personality wise, you know, the cackling, the talking in most politicians talk vaguely and in circles, but Kamala Harris has a real talent for doing so. And considering where the country or the world is at the moment, probably people didn't want to hear or see that. Probably wanted to be spoken to a little bit more directly. Who knows? Either way, I think this was more so an election where less about Trump being amazing, because I think he's also kind of faltered and, you know, not really been saying anything of merit in this entire run from what I've been able to see. I think it's mostly been an election where the Democrats didn't really have an adequate opponent, really, that people could vote for, you know, an adequate other option. I think, you know, if you were voting for Kamala Harris, you were just voting for hope, you know, voting on pure hope, voting on pure vibes. At least with Trump, you were hoping as well, kind of weirdly enough, that he was going to be the change you went to see, and a departure from what happened previously, especially, you know, I'm not sure why, but I think we in general as humans, we kind of put way too much value on politics anyway, especially presidential stuff, elections. I think a lot of people probably thought that they probably blamed but the Biden administration a lot with what their current situation is going on at the moment, immigration, you know, economy, jobs, whatever, education, security, blah blah blah, healthcare. They blamed it all on the Democrats. So maybe they were doomed before they failed, because people are like, you know what, I blame this all on you, I want to change, so the only change we're going to have is to get someone to retire on. Maybe, but I'm not super surprised, not gonna lie. I think it should have been closer. It shouldn't have been as close. It says here at the end, Donald Trump 294, Kamala Harris 223. It should have probably been a bigger landslide, but still, he won. That's all we need to know there. Let's quickly go here actually on this article here, courtesy of BBC. 7 things Trump says he would do as president. Again, whether he's going to do these things remains to be seen. It's always interesting and funny when politicians, especially presidential candidates, completely change their tune once they get in, you know, once they get into the big door, once they get into the big seat. I still haven't forgiven Nick Clegg for how he did us dirty young people, especially in the UK, when he pledged to keep the tuition fee frozen or at a certain rate, and then as soon as he was part of the coalition, he immediately reneged on it, and the tuition fee has gone up and up. I think recently I heard the university tuition fees up to like 12 grand a year now. You know, so I'm always very dubious of politicians making promises, you know, especially during the presidential run before they get into power, and then usually doing a fucking 180 on it. So let's see what these policies are. Courtesy of BBC. This is Donald Trump is set to return to the White House, having promised action on issues including immigration, the economy, and the war in Ukraine. He looks likely to. Oh, he hasn't said nothing about Palestine though. That would be interesting to hear. Nothing said about Palestine. He looks to enjoy plenty of support of his political agenda in Congress after his Republican Party regained control of the Senate. In his victory speech, Trump vowed he would govern by a simple motto of promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises. Okay, let's see what the promises are. Number one, deport undocumented migrants. Wow, okay. You come that straight out of the gate. While campaigning, Trump promised the biggest deportations of undocumented migrants in US history. He has also pledged to complete the building of a wall after the border with Mexico that was started during his first presidency. Number of crossings at the US southern border were hit record levels of the end of last year during the Biden administration before falling in 2024. Experts have told the BBC that deportations on the scale promised by Trump would face legal and logistical challenges and could slow economic growth. Really? If you try to deport too many people at the same time, it can actually slow economic growth. That's fucking crazy. Moves on economy, tax and tariffs. Exit poll data suggested that the economy was a key issue for voters. Trump has promised to end inflation, which rose to higher levels under President Joe Biden's under President Joe Biden before falling again. But a president's power to directly influence prices is limited. He also promised sweeping tax cuts instead of his overhaul for 2017. He has promised making tips tax-free, abolishing tax on social security payments, and shaving corporate taxation. This probably explains why people like Joe Rogan and shit and Dana White and a few other rich folks have been super eager to kind of back Trump. This explains a lot. Do you know what I mean? Money, taxes. Number 3, cut climate regulations. Number 4, end the Ukraine war. Trump has criticized the tens of billions of dollars spent by the US on supporting Ukraine in its war with Russia, and has pledged to end the conflict within 24 hours through a negotiated deal. He has not said what he thinks either side should give up. Democrats say the move would embolden President Vladimir Putin. Trump wants the US to disentangle itself from foreign conflicts generally. Regarding the war in Gaza, Trump has positioned himself as a staunch supporter of Israel, but has urged the American allies to end the operation. He's also pledged to end the related violence in Lebanon. Okay, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that he's such a fucking fan of Israel in general. It'd be more beneficial for everybody if he was maybe more on the Palestinian side, because that would maybe cause for him to be more on the side of a ceasefire. Could you imagine if you're a fan of Israel, or if you're a Zionist, you're probably most likely like, hey, they have a right to defend themselves, and war is painful, war is hard type of thing, which is obviously not going to be beneficial to the Palestinian people. So that's a shame, but I guess that's one thing. No abortion ban. Against the wishes of some of his supporters, Trump has said that in a presidential debate with Kamala Harris that he would not sign into law a national abortion ban. That's a really good idea, to be honest. I like that. I'm sure a lot of women in America also like that. Number 6, pardon some Jan 6 rioters. Yeah, that's probably needed anyway, to be fair. The people that did get arrested or especially some of the sentences, they were too crazy, man. To be honest, even though you know what they did wasn't the greatest, I think some of them should be let out, to be fair. Sack special counsel Jack Smith. Trump has vowed to sack within 2 seconds of taking to office the veteran prosecutor leading 2 criminal investigations against him. That's brilliant. I love that bit of pettiness. Special counsel Jack Smith has been indicted, or has indicated Trump has indicted Trump over alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election and over his alleged mishandling of classified documents. Trump denies any wrongdoing and managed to prevent either case coming to trial before the election. He says Mr. Smith was subjected him to a political witch hunt. Trump will return to the White House as the first ever president with a criminal conviction, having been found guilty in New York for falsifying business records. That's going to be great to see, innit? him enacting revenge and going at people who kind of did him dirty back in the day. I'm gonna love to see that, bro. So yeah, big up Trump, absolutely love it. And let's see how it plays out. And I think for everybody involved, and I don't know for those of you in the US, but I don't think this is a surprise, man. I think you should, you know, this should have been something that you should have expected. And I think going forward, like, you know, I'm surprised to see the amount of American people who are really pissed off at this and annoyed because they think it's going to really disturb or affect their everyday lives, and most likely it won't. That's the unfortunate thing. You know, they promise a lot. They give you all these false promises on both sides, but then in the end, they don't really benefit the average working class, not the average everyday person. I say working class person. That's the real big shame of it. Let's play the clip actually here from his, I guess, him at the end, you know, celebrating that he won. Let's play this clip.
Thank you very much. Wow. Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends on this incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And
the funny thing is, this is actually the perfect time to do so. Like, if you really want to go down as a legend, if you really want to embolden people and bring a lot of people from the Democrats over to the Republicans and almost guarantee that you win a second, can you do that? If you won your first term, lost the second term, but then came back and won again a re-election, can you have another term? I'm not sure, but let's imagine he doesn't have one. All but guarantee that Republicans, you know, end up becoming, or a Republican candidate ends up being president again. Especially if you fix things, you know, if you kind of, you know, put more money in people's pockets, the economy starts to bolster, job market starts to improve, health, whatever else happens. Like, if that sort of thing happens and, you know, the major wars end, or the US involvement in some of these major wars across the world kind of reduces a little bit, I think there'll be a lot of people who are maybe on the fence who will probably be thinking, you know what, I might have to go to the red tie side. That might be a thing, but again, I doubt he's going to follow through in any of these promises personally.
We made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
Don't forget that one. This guy's a wild guy.
Every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. A star is born, Elon.
Well, he says his name is funny.
Now he's an amazing guy. China. We were sitting together tonight. You know, he spent 2 weeks in Philadelphia and different parts of Pennsylvania campaigning. You know, he sent the rocket up 2 weeks ago, but this spaceship came down and I saw those engines firing and it looked like it was over, it was going to smash, and then I saw the fire pour out from the left side and I put it straight and it came down so gently and then it wrapped those arms around it. and it held it, and just like you hold your baby at night, your little baby. And it was a beautiful thing to see, and I called Elon. I said, Elon, was that you? He said, yes, it was. I said, who else can do that? Can Russia do it? No. Can China do it? No. Can the United States do it other than you? No. Nobody can do that. I said, that's why I love you, Elon. That's great.
So yeah, there you have it. There you have it. But one of my favorite clips, actually, let me pull this up before we move on, is the clip with Dana White thanking fucking Donald Trump. Wild. I was thinking, who said it actually in the stream chat here? Somebody said it in the stream chat. Yeah, big up the Garcia vlogs. I think the podcasting world and content creators in general played a huge role, I think, as well, in changing the vibe around Trump and maybe pushing some people to go and vote Republican anyway. I swear to God, because this particular clip from Dana White getting on stage at that same, celebratory event at the end of the election there, where he basically shouts out Dane. You think he shouts out Theo too, innit? Yeah, here's a clip. This Theo Von actually posted it. Look, see, there's a clip right there. There's a clip right there, mate, from Theo Von's account. Look at Dana White getting up there and thanking all the podcasters and content creators for helping Trump become president. Absolutely wild scenes.
I want to thank some people real quick. I want to thank the Nelk Boys, Adin Ross, Theo Von, busting with the boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan.
That's a good point, though. I think they actually did kind of help. I'm not gonna lie. I think they actually did fucking kind of help. No word of a fucking lie. And you have to be honest too. I think the Democrats' refusal to engage on that side of things, Kamala not going on Rogan, all these type of things, that kind of, I would say a little bit stuck up and pretentious, and almost feeling like they're above certain people, maybe is what cost them. Trump was really on the circuit, man. He was going on all the fucking pods, campaigning all the time. JD Vance, the same sort of thing. That really, I think, maybe helped some of the discourse I saw online. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I've seen as much vitriol. Yes, there's been people freaking out, but I don't think Trump is as hated as he once was the first time around. I think people have kind of changed or warmed or softened to him. The rhetoric is probably still the same. He still probably says a lot of inflammatory things. If anything, he's been convicted of crimes since then. There's been accusations of sexual assault, all this sort of stuff, crazy shit. It's not really hurt him. He's Teflon in that regard. But I think the perception around him is kind of softened. And I'm not too sure if it's because of him, if it's because of time, if it's because of Biden being, how he was during his run and obviously having to step aside for Kamala being very unlikable. I don't know. But I feel as if the atmosphere, the temperature and the vibe and the whatever around Trump has kind of softened and changed. And I wonder if that's part of it, or if it's just people in America just going through a hard time and wanting to blame somebody, and the easiest person to blame apart from yourself is somebody, in the White House. And you look at Trump, you look at Biden, you look at Kamala, you think, oh, I've had all these years of hurt and pain. These people are responsible, get them the fuck out. That might just be part of it. Who fucking knows? And of course, the immigration thing, innit? Like, the immigration thing in America is fucking wild, especially with some of these guys coming over from Central America, South America and stuff, like, and then going on to do crazy crimes. Like, it's I don't know why that's happened. I don't know if it's because of a societal thing, if it's because just, all the people that came over from those countries were sick and mentally unwell. But the amount of migrants, illegals that have come over, and I've seen articles of them doing crazy crimes, like, R-wording kids and stuff and assaulting women and beating up old people. It's like, if ever you wanted a bad example of what unbridled immigration looks like, that's it. You know what I mean? And people like the Republicans are going to take advantage of that. They're already against immigration anyway. They're already against a multicultural world. When you start having migrants coming in who are quote unquote illegal, and they're coming over and committing crimes, like, and kind of like sponging off the, of the government and shit, people are going to be angry, So that's been a really tough thing to watch, especially in places like New York. Because a lot of like black and brown people are like, look, I'm not against, migrants. I'm a migrant myself, but these motherfuckers are doing too much. So I don't know what happened there, man. But either way, thoughts and prayers with my American viewers. Hopefully things work out for you guys and it doesn't end the way I think it's going to end, Hopefully. Let's actually play a little bit of the Kamala Harris speech and then I'm going to move on. This is Kamala Harris conceding. Let's hear what she said here.
Who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win.
What? Again, what is she talking about? Trump had a lot of these moments too, but I feel like I wonder if Tim Dillon was right in the end. She never really wanted to be president anyway, did she? Probably not. It was all just a vibe. It was all just a, I don't know. Never really got the impression that she really wanted to be president and really kind of, at least Trump pretends he's affecting change, right? He believes in somewhat in that office. He believes somewhat in that role. He believes somewhat in America. You think, I don't know if that makes any sense, but you don't really get the feeling Kamala did. It was almost like, I want to be a token. Use me as a symbol of hope. But I don't really believe it in my heart of hearts, But yeah, what does this even mean? Like, what? Lady, like, what?
Doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
This is Gary V, Ty Lopez level of fucking motivational speaking, man. Like, okay, cool, man. Thanks for letting us know. I'll be curious to see if, though, once she sits down properly and has candid interviews, if that we get the impression that her camp kind of knew from the beginning it was never going to be they were never going to win, especially after the attempted assassination and shit. That was never going to happen. I'm also curious to see if she ends up speaking from the heart and being very eloquent and making a lot of really smart opinion points now that she's out of the election, and she's kind of going to step into quote unquote, let's say, normal life. That'll be funny to see as well, because it'll be like, hey, where was this person the whole entire time during the election? But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Moving on. Supreme. Let's talk about Supreme. Supreme just announced Mitchel and Ness NCAA collection, and it's fucking sick. I'm not the biggest fan of wearing American sports jerseys and clothing. No, apart from jerseys, I'm not really a fan of wearing anything else apart from that, like jackets and stuff and shorts. I think the jerseys is where I stop because I'm not really into the full kit wanker thing. But I have to be honest, this collaboration is fucking sick. And if I'm not mistaken, the NCAA are usually the teams that are from, like, those are the black colleges, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, I think that's it. Is that what NCAA is? Is that black colleges? Let's see. What is the NCAA? Is that black colleges? Oh no, it's colleges in general, right? It's not black ones. National Collegiate Athletic Association is a non-profit organization to regulate students' athletics among the 1,100 schools in the United States. Okay, cool. So it's not about black ones. Black ones, I think, is HSBCUs. Anyway, whatever it is, it's fucking sick. So these are mostly college or all college teams collaboration with Mitchel and Ness. So loads of like vintage kind of shape pieces and legit. This is fucking hard. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of wearing, American sports like stuff outside of jerseys, but some of this stuff is fucking fantastic. Like, look at this. Look at the jackets. Actually, who are the teams again? I don't recognize some of the teams because I'm not American. I don't watch American sports, but the teams are the Georgetown Hoyas, the Miami Hurricanes, the North Carolina Tar Heels, the Syracuse Oranges, and the collection. Yeah, cool. And it's coming out today, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's coming out today. Absolutely wild. This is probably my favorite piece. This one here with this duck. This is fucking hard with the tree camo, with the green and orange. These will look really nice with those what's her name, that Chanel AB Jordan 3s. That look. I'm not a fan of like full kit wanker clothing, but I think it's a Jordan 3 Chanel, what's her name, the Abney, this one. They will look sick with these. A pair of these and that fucking that top that I just mentioned previously. Yeah, fucking fire, especially with the orange lace flip. On those, I think they would look fucking crazy. But and you've got a pink hoodie here with the logo on the back of it. The shorts look fucking incredible, especially with the Supreme written on the back of it. Actually, it looks really fucking sick. Look at that jersey. Look at that. I'd wear the fuck out of this whole entire look with the matching beanie. The beanie's thick and long as well. No pause needed there. Supreme on the front, the logo here on the top, the tree camo jersey with the different paneling and shit, a mix of the jersey and a mix of the pattern and the different block colors with the orange and blues. Look at that entire look. I'd wear the hell out of that entire camo look. That entire camo look is so fucking me. Look at that, so nice. I also like the fact that styling wise, they let the guys wear their own shoes. I'm always been a big fan of that when you're styling a lookbook or shoe in general, not to always use, you know, new shit, and just let the models wear what they're wearing already. Like he's got a pair of Supreme socks, the white socks, and his own pair of Timberlands. So it makes the look way more better, I think. Way more interesting, personally, for me. I think it looks super hard. I think I'm actually need to get a pair of Tims anyway, because I feel like I've seen so many Tims around the streets these days. It's now making me want to get a pair, I'm not going to lie. And I'm usually more of a Dr. Martens guy. But this looks so good. The hoodie, the jacket, it's fucking fire, especially with the hood on. You have to wear it with the hood, I'm imagining, not without the hood. The jacket's fucking hard. It comes in pink as well, with different teams on it. So you got the pink, the Realtree camo, and the black. You got the hoodie as well with the matching team colors and the badges on the back of it too. Kind of basic. I would have preferred to have the hoodies in the same color actually as the jacket, but not mad at that either. The black, the pink, and the grey. You've also got the jersey, which is definitely going to get this is going to sell out instantly. 94 on the back, Supreme on the back. C, was that cuss? I don't know, what does that mean? What does CUSE mean? I wonder if this is a maybe it's a shortening of the actual name of the team. And on the back it's got North Carolina, one of them as well. Oh, so fucking good. Honestly, so fucking good. Oh, look at the fucking the shorts as well. I didn't see that elasticated waistband too. That looks fucking fire. You got the Mitchel and Ness embroidery above the pockets. A zip pocket on the back as well, which is nice. Zip pocket so you can put some shit in there that won't fall out. And the beanie too. The beanie's hard. I'd probably buy the beanie as well. The camo and the orange. So fucking fire. So yeah, check that out. Available this Friday. No, this Thursday actually, today. So check that out if you're not inclined. Check that out if you're not inclined. Moving on quickly. We have this. We have to talk about, of course, the Corteiz and Nike apparel collection. Absolutely incredible. We're not too surprised to see this because of the Corteiz video that dropped recently. Nike video that was a flip, I think, on some old basketball video from back in the day called Freestyle from like 2001. Filmed by Gabriel Moses. Legitimately one of the best like activation videos I've seen in a long time. I love that Corteiz is bringing this back now. Part of the marketing content push for collabs. Back in the day was a lot of this sort of content, videos, clips, skits and shit. I think I saw a skateboard video recently for Nike SB. I think Nike SB brands or collaborators do it quite often, but it's not something you see in like regular Nike collabs. It's mostly just lookbooks and drops. So I like this sort of like immersive world building, setting a theme, maybe tapping into some of the inspirations behind the collection sort of vibe. And I also love the fact that this is a collaboration with Nike, not with you know, Nike, let's say the soccer division or whatever it may be. And it's also him retroing a pair of Nike Air Trainers or Nike Huarache Air Trainers, which I'm sure some of you guys know of from back in the day. I know that I used to wear them a lot back in the day. So taking a shoe that isn't conventionally a football shoe, it's mostly a cross training shoe, which basically means everything in a gym that doesn't include kicking the ball, but then turning it into like a quote unquote soccer shoe is fucking sick, or football shoe. So let's watch the actual video itself, directed by Gabriel Moses, featuring one of the greatest grime instrumentals of all time, Ghetto Coyote. One of the greatest grime, you know, instrumentals of all time, maybe up there with Fuggish Ruggish. The only other one that I'd pick ahead of this would maybe Fuggish Ruggish. Incredible instrumental. If you know, you know. Real grime heads know what I'll go on for this instrumental. But this clip is so fucking fire. So fucking fire. Yeah. One more time. Look at this. So good. Camavinga. I think that's Camavinga. Oh, so good. I think there's Kobe Mano's in there as well. Somebody else is Phil Foden, Edgar Davids. I don't know who the girl is. There's Kobe Mano. Big up Kobe Mano. The tracksuit is so hard.
It's hard. Cold. Keep it up, man.
So good. at that tracksuit. So good. Just give him a Temper T, long time. Temper T, long time no see. Oh, look at this. Oh. This got me, by the way. This got me. That got me the first time I watched it. That got me the first time I watched it. That kid there got me. This kid got me the first time I watched it. I swear to God. My head went to the left. He sent me. This kid sent me. Wait. So cool. There's Corteiz guy himself. Clint. So fucking sick. Really fucking hard, man. For someone that doesn't look like he plays football himself, I don't know, maybe he doesn't look like he's good at football himself. He's got a lot of really good football references, supports the great teams, goes to watch games and shit, friends with all the great football players. It's fucking hard commercial. What a fucking hard ad. And honestly, this is the type of stuff that'll make you want to buy the clothes. Like, weirdly enough, it probably costs a bunch of money. Maybe he put the money up himself. I don't know. Maybe it's the reason why a lot of companies or a lot of collaborators don't do this type of thing, but I feel like they should do this more often. This sort of shit is what's going to make people really go out of their way to buy shit. It's going to add to the legend. And it just kind of, in general, just recontextualizes the shoes. These are Huaraches, bro. Air Trainer Huaraches. Like, real ones know. If you're a real sneakerhead, you know. I used to have these back in the day. They were probably one of my first trainers I bought from with my own, like, legit, like, money. Maybe EMA money or maybe like weekend job money. I had a pair, which I'll show you here, of courtesy of this Google. I just loaded up. I had all black pair. I didn't have this one in particular, but there was a pair that was all black that I used to wear for school, right? Let's see, all black. I'm sure someone has a picture of them. I used to wear them in school. Yeah, there you go, see? So they came in all black back in the day. Used to wear them in school like that. I'm sure the ones that I had back in the day, they weren't suede. I think they were they were leather. So I used to wear those. I had the Dominican Republic ones from back in the day that I might have bought from like Meteor Sports. Big up Meteor Sports. If you know, you know. Dominican Republic. I think that's the one I had. It was all white. Republic. It was all white. Whoops, what, fucking, yeah, there you go. There, see there. This is the one I had. But unfortunately, the strap would kind of yellow over time because it was made of polyurethane and it wasn't leather like the rest of the shoe. So mine had this yellowing effect on it also, unfortunately, over time. So you get this like piss yellow off-white type of color, which a lot of people like now because people want to have vintage shoes and pretend their shoes are old. But back in the day, you'd wanted your shoes to be always crispy white. You never wanted like a off-white stained midsole. So these were annoying, but I loved them. The only annoying thing about Air Trainers is that the strap over time wouldn't sit as well as they did. So what you'd have to do, if you know, you know, real heads know, back in the day, you'd have to put the laces through the strap, if that makes sense. I'm not too sure if people know what I'll go on, but because the strap wouldn't stay where it was, you'd have to put the laces through here. You'd have to kind of put them through there. Or maybe sometimes you'd have to make a hole in this strap here and put the laces through so that it will stay, because you wanted to kind of keep the strap kind of open. Some people would wear the strap closed, but you know, I think because I had really thick feet or wide feet, it didn't really work too well. So I had those. I also had the grey and purple ones, which I think you can see here already featured, which is this is the original colorway, which is the one here. This is the one here. I had these ones too. This one with the green and purple, so with the green and purple, and the purple strap was really nice. But these are one of my first sort of like trainers I had back in the day. I always loved them. Such a good fucking sneaker and very underrated and not something people kind of know of. I think there might be even the first collaboration of an Air Trainer, I'm not gonna lie. And I think there's other colorways too popping up soon as well. So these are fucking hard. There's also a tracksuit that's fucking disgustingly nice. It actually is 3M, as you saw courtesy of the video. It all glows in the dark, which is fucking hard as hell, right? There's a clip here. That's really a really good clip, to be fair. The kid kind of skanking, yeah, look, that clip there. This bit here, the kid kind of skanking, right? And as the fucking, see look at that. That is so good. That is so fucking good. Like, you can't say it's not good. Look at that. Look at that. Such a good tracksuit. Such a good tracksuit with all the 3M piping on it. So the whole thing is free. No, so just the piping here is 3M, as is the swoosh. Obviously, when the flash goes off, it's all glows. It comes in black and grey, I'm assuming. That's what it seems like, with the big Corteiz logo on the back. I love the fact that now, over time, the branding has become so synonymous, right? Everyone knows Wagwan. When you see Alcatraz, you know it's Corteiz. That's fucking hard, I'm not gonna lie. So you don't even need to put their big logos everywhere. And I think also on the trainer, isn't it? There's also the C there, right? Yeah, there's no big crazy branding. There's just the Alcatraz logo on one strap with the Nike on the other strap, which is sick. Nice touch, by the way, because I know kids would want to still have it say Nike. So you've got Nike. Oh, look at the tag. Look at the tag. I didn't notice that until you zoom in. Air Trainer Huarache by Corteiz. And what does it say usually? It just says Nike, doesn't it? Oh, that is so hard. I didn't even see that. I didn't see that detail. What does it say on the regular strap? Let's see. What does it say? Can I see it? What does it say on the regular strap? Oh, these white and red ones are actually really nice too. It's okay. Is it by? I think it says by Nike on regular ones. It says by Nike, and on that one it says by Corteiz, CRTZ. Yeah, look, it says by Nike here. Air Trainer by Nike, and on the Corteiz ones it says Air Trainer Air Huarache by Corteiz. That's fucking sick, man. That is really fucking sick. You got the gold hang tag, the camo lining, all grey upper, which is nice. Maybe this is like a London thing as well. Maybe it's a flip on the London, on the Nike Dunk SB London from back in the day. I wonder if that's a flip on it. You know, concrete jungle type of vibes. I wonder if that's why the colorway is grey. Because these, you know, these go for bucks still, in it. These Nike Dunk SBs from back in the day, the London editions with the River Thames little blue line on the back of the heel. Who knows? Either way, continuing on there, you got the Air Trainer Huaraches there. You got the tracksuit. You got the track pants here, which are fucking sick as again. I love the fact I like, you know, he deserves a lot of credit for always making track pants with the straight hems and no elastic. I'm sure this is like, you know, the ends in him coming out, because back in the day finding tracksuit bottoms like this was so rare, because all Nike tracksuit bottoms had elastic bottoms, which was annoying because you couldn't drop them with shoes. So having a straight hem here allows people like myself who wear big baggy, who wear fucking big square shoes, to wear tracksuit pants as well. They look fucking hard. Love the pants. Oh, there's also a jersey that comes with it that's very reminiscent of like old Nike bits and bobs from like the late 90s, the early 2000s. Look at the logo here on the side too, the little rubberized logo that kind of reminds me of the Total 90 logo. Is that the Nike Total 90 logo? Nike Total 90. Is that the logo? Or it's a Nike football logo from back in the day. Maybe it's what I'm thinking of. Maybe it's Total 90. There's like a diamond logo from back. Let's see, Nike football logo. It's like a diamondy type of shape. Oh, it's not here. It's a soccer one, but I know what I'm talking about. I think it's around the Total 90 era. It's like a diamondy type of logo. So I think that's where that flip comes from, if I'm not mistaken. There's Corteiz on the back with the stars and number 9, obviously Ronaldo numbers. You've also got a jean suit that's part of the club, which is also a smart move, by the way. He's dropping a collaboration with Nike, and he's also doing his own pieces to tie in with a collaboration. So this is not Nike stuff, this is just his collection, which is fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie, really smart idea. Taking this sort of like, it almost looks a little bit like Y Project Diesel type of vibe, True Religion, or you know, G-Star type of vibes in terms of the color, the wash of the jeans, it being grey, and some of the labeling and the leather patches and shit. I like it, I'm not gonna lie. There's also a matching this is like a Wrangling cardigan varsity top thing that's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's also got a purple label on the, is it purple label lining? I'm not too sure. That kind of reminds me of like the North Face purple label shit. There's also a matching t-shirt that runs with it as well. That's also probably 3M, I'd imagine, right? Maybe. There's also a matching tracksuit that isn't a Nike one. So if you can't get a Nike one, this is a really nice one, the grey one. No, this is hard. This is hard collection, I'm not gonna lie. When's it dropping actually? Is it a date to drop? No date actually. At time of writing, Corteiz has yet to confirm release date. So yeah, fucking amazing. Love everything about it. Big up Corteiz and Nike collaboration. And I'm sure there's gonna be more colorways too. So I wonder if they're gonna change the theme. This is football. I wonder if next time they're gonna change the sport, tying with it, or it's gonna be a different flip. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure I've seen a white pair of trainers. So let's see how it plays out. Let's see how that plays out. Moving on quickly, last topic to talk about here. We have to talk about, yes, you guessed it, Bergain. Bergain have just released their December 2024 lineup and program, and I'm over the moon. Obviously, the major thing to talk about is obviously the 20th birthday party of Bergain, which is happening on the 13th of December. I've just had my holiday approved at work. I'm gonna be there for the weekend, so if you're there, holler at the boy. If you see me in the queue with a mean mug on, don't cut in, just say hi from afar. You know, get me a limousine, bring me a falafel wrap, get me a beer or something, say hi. Let's have a chat. That'd be fucking sick. But yeah, let's just go through the 20th birthday lineup, because December one I'll probably have to go through it properly, or maybe I could just skim through it properly before we end. Standout, obviously, I'm seeing here Kim Ann Foxman. Remember her from back in the day, from that strong creature. That'd be fucking sick to see her play. Loving the Rocks on the 6th. Then you've got, there's Mark Broom is playing a live set. Legendary techno producer and artist from back in the day. No, not back in the day, still for dropping fucking fire now. Mark Broom and Bergain on the 7th. That's a nice one. I'm not mad at that in the slightest. You got someone called Anne, Clarissa, Kimski, Marina, Primal State, Sol Ortega, Panorama. You got Alinica, Clee and Eva B, Edward, Fango, Palms Tracks, Philippi, Tijana T. I always miss, man. There's Kink is performing live too. This is one for the music lovers. This is one for the music lovers, bro. This one right here is one for the music fucking lovers. This lineup is fucking crazy. Wow, what a really good fucking lineup. Kink in the Rain Room, or in the Soul Room. Tijana T also playing in Panel Bar. Palm Track in Panel Bar. Mark Broom in Main Room live set. Oof. You got Weirdos Night happening. Big up LOL Snake. Back to back with special guests. I wonder who that is. Then you've got obviously the birthday party. Then the week after that, you've got a transcript. No, that's not. Is that the week after that? Let's see. Is that the week after? Yeah, it is actually. Sorry, my bad. You got Transgressions Night. You got Your Love Night. Ruby Savage, Lakuti, Tamasoma, Flow Real. Sono Sharp is also playing that Transmigration Night. You got a regular Bergain Club Night happening on the Saturday. Just the Main Room open. You got Blue Hour, DJ Maria, Ignes, Marcel, Maria Yugoslav, Yuzovkovka. Yeah, you got Finest Xmas also happening. Freddie Moham, Katie to Jesus, Naomi Riffs. Who else you got here? Oh, fuck her. You got Finest Bergheim happening. You got Paula, Inertia, Lima, Adelaide, Marco Shuttle, Nadia Stowig, PRS, or Priest, however you pronounce that. Ben Sims is also playing. Legendary Ben Sims is playing. Nice. On the 28th, Rika Zalan is playing as well. DVS1. There's some good lineups here, bro. Hot Wax. Wanna Do Something? I don't know who that is. That's a fucking sick DJ name. Radio Slave. That's a fucking good, yeah. I'm gonna say, apart from the 20th anniversary, I think one of the best lineups so far I've seen here is the 28th, and for me personally, for my preferences, the 7th. But let's go to the main bit, the Bergheim main birthday. Look at that lineup, bro. Look at that lineup. And oddly enough, right, look at how many DJs they've got on Bergheim. Look how many DJs they've got at Panorama. I personally think Panorama is the better lineup for the 20th birthday party, because I went there for the 19th, and I also went there for the Sylvester of like last year too, and I think each one I queued about 4 hours in total, and I think I arrived like Saturday at like 9 a.m. or something. I think so, that kind of time. And I queued about 4 hours, and there was a ton of queue cutters. I got in mad arguments, nearly a couple of fights with people. One argument with some girl and her group of friends actually was funny, because she ended up like being really nice on the inside, and we ended up sharing some multivitamins in the bathroom with some of her friends. Yeah, man, it was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, it's not good for the mental to be there. I'm not gonna lie. It's amazing lineups, these celebratory ones, but if you're a queuer like myself, or if you're a consummate professional queuer and you also really hate people cutting in line, and it really kind of irks you to the point where you are contemplating, taking them out and unaliving them and yourself, I don't recommend going. It's gonna cause you a lot of stress. It's fun, don't get me wrong, great value for money, because it's gonna be like 50 euros and you're seeing some of the best DJs in the world all playing in one particular weekend. But the stress and the anxiety about whether or not you're gonna get in is a lot, and also people cutting in all the time is a lot, because there's this thing, I don't agree with it, but there's this like vibe with people that live there that are like, because it's a special event and it's my club that I go to every weekend, tourists, people like myself and other people who maybe are there for longer periods of time don't get priority. We do, so they kind of cut in because they feel like, yeah, this is my club, I'm allowed to cut in. And obviously, tourists are usually shy and nervous about getting in. They don't want to cause a scene, so they'll just let them go do it. But I'm not going to do that. I'd rather get chucked out of the queue for having an argument for standing up for myself than let someone just cut in while I've been waiting in a cold for 4 hours. I'm not having it. So I'm going to, I don't want to flip out, but I might. But regardless, the lineup is fucking sick. Standouts for me so far: Answer Code Request, Barker, DJP. I'm even curious to see Daria Kolosova. I'm actually curious to see her play because I haven't seen her play in a very long time. So I'll be curious to see her play. I actually wouldn't even mind actually seeing her boyfriend, husband, Isap Kyle play because I'm usually used to him playing house sets. I wouldn't mind to see him play. Fadi Mohem, I want to go see. Honey Dijon, I want to go see because it's a bit up and down. Miss Kitten, who I'm assuming Miss Kitten. I'm going to be happy to see her play. I'm also wanted to see Faith Fatale, Quelza play. Renee Wise, my guy. I'm going to definitely want to see him play. Well, hopefully I can. Hopefully it's like an opening set because I want to be there super early. Oh yeah, by the way, I plan to get there. It's opening on the Friday. I plan to get there probably at 8 p.m, 9 p.m. I'm gonna queue. Don't give a fuck. I'd rather queue that long and get in straight away and see the sets and get a yes or no than come in later on. So I'm gonna be there from like 8 p.m. like a fucking psych. Don't give a fuck. That's my vibe. You got Shindy though. No, Steffi probably want to go see also. Who else I want to see? But Panabar is my main one. Alec Hassani, Avalon Emerson, Bashka, Boris, Cormac playing in Curses. Big up motherfucking Curses. Can't fucking wait. Dinky. Come on, bro. Come on. Gerd Jansen. Yo, Panel Bar. This is probably the only time these Silver Celebrations where the Panel Bar has been better than most, lineups I've seen in a while, bro. Panel Bar room alone is fucking crazy. Are you insane? Dinky and Gerd Jansen. Are you fucking insane? Massimiliano Pellegraglia. I want to go see also and Balkma, who I'm a big fan of. You guys know that already. Orgazon love, Paramida love, Roy Perez, always been a big fan of. Ryan Elliott, I'm a big fan of him also, but I've seen him play a ton of times. Soundstream, always going to be a fan of. I want to see again. Great productions and usually good sets personally for me. Sometimes people say it's hot and cold, but I personally like him. Seth Troxler, just for the visual. I want to say hi to him as well. That would be nice. And tell him how much he means to me and how much I used to be obsessed with him growing up, watching his videos and interviews back in the day. The Blessed Madonna, who I've been a big fan of. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I personally do like her as a DJ. And obviously Virginia as well will also be there. And then you got in the salon room. I'm so annoyed that they haven't opened the XXX room, man. That's the best room in Bergain. That room looks like some sort of setting in a 90s cyberpunk movie or something. It's such a great club, man, with the cages and the chains hanging and the big platform people can dance on and the DJs DJing above in some cage. I wish they opened that room, but it's not going to be open, I don't think. But the other room's open, the salon, which I don't think I've been to. I don't know. Is the Salon Soul or is that another room? I've been to that. Maybe I've been to Salon. I don't know. We'll see. No one here that I'm really that bothered about, to be honest. But Panobar lineup is fucking incredible, and it's a really long, big lineup considering the 19th wasn't that big at all. Look how small the 19th birthday lineup was. Still good, don't get me wrong, but very small considering how big this one is. I wonder if a lot of these sets are going to be back to back, so that's why they're listed like this. That's why it's so long. Maybe they're not going to be individual sets. Maybe it's back to back. I'm not too sure. Or maybe this goes on until Monday afternoon, Monday evening. Maybe the extended hours. I'm not too sure. If it's back to back, I that's going to be even better, to be fair, because you can kill two birds with one stone. And I'm sure some people don't like back to back sets, but I don't mind it. I'm really curious to see how this plays out. But so far, sick fucking lineups. Can't fucking wait, honestly. Berghain 20th birthday party. Again, like I said, it's a really risky time to go because everybody's gonna want to go, right? It's not like gonna be, it's gonna be fucking jam packed and shit. But I also think, let's see what's also happening. Let's see here. Let's put Berlin. Let's do RA events. Let's see if there's what else is happening on that particular weekend, because one of the things I like about these events, usually on the weekends that they're on, there's loads of things happening. So even if you don't get in, you can be able to go to another event. Do you know what I mean? So let's actually see. And obviously it's Berlin, so it's gonna be fun. But let's just double check just in case I'm bugging out. Let's see the 13th. So let's do the 13th. And let's do it to the 14th, right? And let's see what's actually happening on that particular weekend, because maybe there's other events that people might be really interested in. Oh yeah, there's a I can go to fucking Watergate, innit? Okay, that might be a place to go. I might stay there from Friday. If I get straight in on the Friday, then I'll probably stay there for a long period of time. By that time the lineup will be out, and then when I leave to go home to change as a sleep and shit, I'll probably pop into Watergate quickly and then go home. You know what I mean? That might be a vibe. What's happening here? There's a Man of the Toughest playing on that particular weekend. There's an event called Stamina in Ost. What's happening in RSO? Anything for RSO? No, I don't see nothing for RSO just yet. There's a Renate not happening, which is closing too. There's another club I might probably pop into. But yeah, About Blank event happening. Nothing really crazy I see here. Loads of obviously all the main clubs are still open, but nothing crazy. There's the DJ Sotofa is playing as well at Trésor. Who else is here that I can see? No one that I can recognize is jumping out at me. All the main clubs are still open, but nothing crazy. Let's see, Saturday. Oh, there's a Pornceptual. Oh, that's going to be okay. So that weekend's going to be jammed. There's a Pornceptual happening on that weekend too. Byron Yates, Dasha Rush, FKA, M4A, who I'm a lover. I love that guy so much. The Lady Machine, who I'm a big fan of also. Who else is on that list? Let's see who else is on that before I continue. That's actually a pretty decent lineup. Byron Yates, Livia Mendes, Rachel Noon, I love on social. I think she's got a really good Instagram account in terms of posting clips about her playing and shit, and just generally a good vibe. Spacer Woman also playing. Cool, love to see that. So yeah, not the most jam-packed weekend, but again, this is obviously a lead up to, you know, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, which is probably gonna be a bigger event in Bergain. Nicholas Julian, there's a Sklar something happening. DJ Hyperfuck is playing at Aiden. Is RSO not opened at that time? I don't see any RSO bookings here. What's happening? Or is it not open around that time? Let's just see. Let's go to RSO Berlin, because I'm curious to see why there's no events listed on there. Let's go to RSO clubs here. What's happening? Why don't I see any events on that particular weekend in December? Maybe they're doing behind the closed doors events here. Let's see. Let's scroll down. That's November. Few more events here. Okay, there's nothing else here. I don't see anything else that's happening in December personally on that particular weekend. Okay, probably nothing else on that particular weekend, it looks like. I don't know why. Maybe it's closed on that weekend. There's a Synod weekend that happened the week before, but there's nothing on that particular weekend. Okay, cool. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But yeah, 20th anniversary event is there. I'll put the link in the description for those of you who want to check it out. It's going to be a fucking fun one. Anyways, for now, that has been it. That is a show, episode number 836. Thanks so much for tuning in. If it's your first time checking the show, make sure you smash the like button down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. For those who listen to the audio side of the pod, my tune of the day today will be from Jameson. The song is featured Soft Spot, which actually dropped last year, but it's been getting a big push this year. So check that out. I'll be playing as my song of the day. That is Jameson's Soft Spot. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Peace.